Thank you, Coach. So on Saturday, there was a play where Preston Williams caught a touchdown pass down the sideline. It looked like the cornerback sat down over here in a zone and the safety didn't get over. What's supposed to happen on that play?
Yeah, I don't. I'm not going to get into specifics on what's supposed to happen on a given offense, defense, or special teams play.
Blew the cover.
There's a lot. There's a lot that goes into a specific play. Was it a blown coverage? Was it not a blown coverage? Was it mental error? What you guys see may be a little deceiving at times. So we'll just we'll leave it at that. There was a lot of pressure on the play with the ball had gotten off. What do you think about that part, Armando? So that's kind of I mean, there's situations that come up like that in practice. In a game setting, what does that look like? But yeah, I mean, we got to do a better job defending the deep part of the field. But the offense executed and made a good throw and good catch.
Omar?
Coach, there's I'm sure you're aware of a lot of testing irregularities that I guess they stem from New Jersey. I'm not necessarily certain if they impact you, but how concerned are you that the testing is keeping the environment safe for you, your team, and also with schools opening back up? I don't know about your kids in particularly, but are you concerned that there could be another wave of COVID outbreaks?
Well, I'm really concerned with, us, our team, and, the decisions that we're making in the building, outside of the building. I think if we do take the appropriate, distancing measures and wear the masks and make responsible choices, that's, again, like I've said, since day one, that's the best we can do. So it's up to us individually to make those smart decisions. As far as, the irregularities, over the weekend, look, the league, look, this is a moving target. I mean, we talked about that since day one. I think the league has protocols in place they've got protocols in place, and basically what we do is just follow the protocols. And I think that's what every team does. And I think if you do that, from a testing standpoint, you may lose a player for a day, but I think for the safety of the entire team organization, that's a small sacrifice, to make sure that everyone's safe and healthy. So I think from a protocol standpoint, the league's done a good job. It can be frustrating on a day-to-day basis, when a guy's out and it could be, an unconfirmed positive. But I think, we're proceeding with caution, as we should. I think we know how quickly this can spread. So I think we should use caution, and the league's kind of the protocols in place so that is the way it's done, and we're just following the protocols as a team and organization.
Hal?
Hello, Brian. I'm sure that you didn't get as much of a look at Andrew Van Ginkel last season as you would have liked, but in the time that he was on the field, what did he show you that tells you that he might be able to contribute heavily this season on your defense?
Well, Andrew's a tough kid. He's got length. He's got some speed. I thought he did a solid job for us in the kicking game a year ago. Over the last 6 games of the season, he's a smart kid. It's very important to him, and he's improving and getting better. So, he'll hopefully get some opportunities. He'll get some opportunities definitely throughout training camp, and we'll see what happens when we get to the regular season. And he's improving, he's getting better, and I'm happy with where he is.
Cam? Hey Flo, we all saw, I guess, last year how Preston got hurt, and I noticed, I guess, in the first couple practices he was taking punt return reps, and then he wasn't, I guess, in the days after. Were you guys on him as a punt returner? Is he still doing that, or is he done with that?
Well, I mean, anyone who can return punts, we're gonna work him back there. Preston, obviously, with the injury a year ago, he's somebody we've kind of, we're just trying to be, I don't want to say cautious. That's probably the wrong word, but we want to watch his reps and watch the amount of reps that we're putting on him. He's working hard. He wants to be out there. He wants to return every punt. He wants to go out there for really every snap. If we didn't manage him, he would, he'd be out there every play. So this coming off a knee, we've got to manage him, which we've done. And the punt return, is part of that management.
Safin?
Coach, how are you? I wanted to ask, how was the team's time at the stadium on Sunday? I guess what was the process there with having your walkthrough in the stadium? How did you feel like your players responded to being in the stadium for the first time?
It's good. I think we need to, a lot of guys, we had a lot of new players. They've never been there. They've never seen our locker room. They don't know where the training room is or where the equipment room is or, where the showers are or, how we walk out to the tunnel. I think it's good to get out there. It's our home stadium. So where's the game clock? Where's the 40-second clock? I think those things, as a coaching staff, to check the headsets and, do a dry run from that standpoint. I thought it was good. I thought we got a lot out of it. And, it's always good to go to the stadium and, get on the grass there and, get a feel for where we're going to actually, play the games that we're preparing, in so much for. And we're putting all this hard work and energy into these practices. It's good to get out there and, even in a walkthrough setting to kind of feel the atmosphere of being at the stadium. So I think we got a lot out of it.
I wanted to ask you about Nate Holley. I think there were a few teams that were in on him. Did you make a sales pitch? Were you part of the recruiting? And what position is he going to play for the Dolphins?
Nate's obviously had a good year in the CFL a year ago. He's fast. He's tough. As far as positions, right now we're just going to get him out there probably more in a safety role, safety/special team, but he's played some linebacker. So, look, his role is going to be what he makes it. Like we tell all the players on the team. I don't consider myself I'm not a really good recruiter. So that's not, that wasn't my role in this. But, he came in, he worked out, he did a good job on the workout. I think, an opportunity to play on any NFL teams it's a privilege. So he took the opportunity and, we're happy to have him.
Hi, Coach. How often does Ryan Fitzpatrick do something that makes you forget that he's 37 years old?
Probably every day. I'm 39 and it's hard to think that I could go out there and, get in a huddle and run around with these guys, as much as he does. So, look, it's a testament to the way he works in the off season and, his work ethic and, his talent and ability. So, he's a good player. He's a competitive guy. He's smart and he just has a, good feel for, the quarterback position. He's got good leadership. So probably every day.
We got time for a couple more. Joe Shad.
Good morning, Flo. We saw X working on the side the other day. I was wondering how he came out of that, how he's doing.
Well, obviously X, he was out. We just got him back off back into the building. So he's just working his way back. It's early. So just, from a conditioning standpoint, getting your legs back, it's very early. So we're just going to keep, try to progress this, one day at a time. And when we feel, or if we feel like he's ready, then we'll make a transaction. But that conversation's, myself, Chris, Brandon, the coaching staff, the training staff, the strength and conditioning staff, just to kind of see where he's at from a conditioning standpoint, from a health standpoint. Hopefully get him back as soon as possible.
All right, last question, Ruthie.
You kind of answered my question a little bit with Fitzy, but you kind of got a feel last week for what practice looks like when he's on the field versus what practice looks like when he's not on the field. What do you notice about the rest of the guys and the players when he's not out there compared to when he is?
I don't want to, dive too deep into, the one day where Fitz wasn't here and, what it looks like with or without a guy. I think, there's 11 guys on the field. That's something we talk about. We need 11 guys doing their, taking care of their responsibility, communicating, trying to execute at a high level, not dropping the football, making sure we get our quarterbacks in their exchange. So regardless of who the quarterback is, whether it's Fitz, whether it's Josh, whether it's Tua, there's 10 other guys on the field who have to handle their responsibility. So, I don't want to play, I don't want to go too or dive too deep into what it looks like with Fitz versus someone else. This isn't a one-man show. So it's the responsibility of the players to kind of pick up the slack if somebody's, out. And look, it's a pandemic, so guys could be out, if we're going to say, hey, and this is for any team. If one guy's out, one guy's being out means that, we're going to fall apart, then, it's going to be a long season, not just for us, but for a lot of teams. So I don't think anybody's taking that approach, and we're not taking that approach with our team either, to include myself, coaches, players. We got to be ready for the next guy to step up and perform, because we're going to need everybody in 2020.